Okay, we are going to talk about lesson 5 today, and we'll be learning to read and write numbers to 1000. It's very important that you begin to learn how to correctly read numbers, and we're starting to learn much larger numbers. In fact, we've been learning a lot about 2-digit and 3-digit numbers now. I would like you today, when you open your math book, to practice reading a few of these numbers on this number chart. Go down some columns and see if you can read these large numbers: 119, 129, 139. Skip around a little bit and try a few of those out. 164, 176, 161, 102. There's just, it's a skill that it takes a little bit of practice sometimes reading larger numbers, so it's good to practice that. And by the way, you will find lesson 5 on page 321. And on the very next page, on 322, you will find the See and Show box. And in the See and Show box, you have this great big list of numbers and number words that will help you with your lesson today. So make sure that you look at this very closely. Next to each word is the number that matches that word. So you can see it in two ways. You can see the number and you can see the word that's spelled with letters. And we have single digit numbers, we have double digits, we have the teens, and then all of these various tens, if you will, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. And even these large 100 numbers. Okay, and you'll be doing two things today. You will be looking at a number that's spelled in words, and you'll have to write the digits. And then on some of the other questions, you will be looking at the digits and you have to do the spelling of the words. But it's a good thing that you have this list here to help you so that you don't have to try to spell it all by yourself. Let's try one here. I see a word here, and it's a number word. And if you weren't sure what it was, then you could, look at the beginning here and compare it to what you see over here. You may be able to already read some of these. So let's take a look here. I see 6. This is 64. So, you're just going to read that, you're going to figure out what that says, and then you're going to write the numbers on the line that go along with the word. And when I just said numbers, there's a couple of different names for what I just wrote. In your math book, it says that you can write numbers using symbols. So we might call this 64 that I wrote, you might call that using symbols. Another way of describing that would be using digits. We know that word, that's one of our vocabulary words. Or you may call them numerals. That's another word that means numbers. Numbers, numerals, digits, symbols, they all mean the same thing. Let's try another one. This time we have a lot of words to read here. Well, if you're having any trouble, just take a look through your number chart here, and perhaps you'll be able to match those up and recognize some of the words. Okay, so it looks like we're starting off with 1. But this is definitely bigger than just the number 1. We have 1. Oh, there's that word 100. 152. So our job is to write that number, 152. Now I know that numbers that are in the hundreds have 3 digits. So I saw 100 and then the number 52. You would want to be careful that you were not accidentally writing it this way. 152. This is a common mistake that sometimes students make. But remember, we know that numbers that are in the hundreds are 3 digits. My number has 3 digits, 1, 2, 3 of them. This one has 5 digits. We have not learned how to write numbers that large yet. So this, you should start to see this and say, there's something wrong here. I'm only writing numbers that are 3 digits for now. Here's another big number word. This one says 900, and that says 13. If you're not sure, that's a pretty big word. Take a look around. You see the ending teen. Here's our teens in this column. This number says 913. Remember, it's in the hundreds, only 3 digits. There's my 9 for my hundreds. And then the last part of this number just says 13. So write 13. There's your 3 digits, 913. And now the next way that you'll have to write numbers is by looking at the digits that are already showing. And now you are going to have to spell that number. You're going to have to write it using words. So let's say this number. This number is 79. We have to write the words 70 followed by 9, 79. Small tip, when you're writing words like 79, sometimes there's a hyphen, a little dash in between them. I'll try to explain when you see that. This says 79. You'll see a small hyphen or a dash anytime you have one of these tens numbers, and then there's still a number that comes after it. So anytime your number starts with a 20, 21, 27, 24, or 46, 48, anytime there's a number right after this, we use a hyphen. It's okay, just try the best you can to remember that. We're still learning. Here's another number that we need to write. 3 digits, it's in the hundreds, 233. This chart will help me find how to write 200. Excuse my writing using the computer here. So we're going to write 200, and then we have to write 33. And here you go. I saved you a little time watching me write all that. Now it says 233, and there's one of those words that has the little dash or hyphen in the middle. 233. All right, I knew you would want to try it, and here it is. Here's a 4-digit number. It's the only one we're going to learn right now, the only one you're going to have to try to write. And here it is. It's the biggest number, the greatest number on our chart. It's 1,000. So you're going to go ahead and write 1,000. You have to spell it out. I'm going to drag this over here. No, I'm not. Now I'm going to drag it over here. That way you don't have to try to watch me with that marker anymore. 1,000. That's how you write it. Not too difficult, is it? All right, so here's what your job is going to be. You're going to go to your math book. You are going to work on 3 pages. Page 322, 323, 324. Do the best that you can on all 3 of those pages, and then I'll check them over. All right, I hope you liked learning your lesson this way. Do the best you can, and I'll try to answer any questions that you have when we sit down together.